All right, so look, I respect you very much, and I think everyone respects you a lot. So we're gonna kind of attack that. We're gonna see how respectable you are as a human being. So it's like, first question anybody and everybody's gonna wanna ask is, what are you trying to create and who are you?
Who I am and who I walk as is Dominique Sir Charles Flag. When I perform art, you know, if you want to come with aliases and anything like that, then it's always just Dom Root. You know,
Dom Root.
Yeah. So if you're enjoying my artwork, if you love what I create, then you will know me as Dom Root.
All right, you guys hear it first, Dom Root.
Dom
You know?
Root, yeah.
So, what are you trying to create? That's the other question, Dom Root. So,
Yeah.
what is Dom Root here to do?
Man, I'm here to truly, in one word, man, I'm here to inspire. Because that's what happened to me in between high school and college. You know, I was inspired. Though the circumstance wasn't the prettiest and the most beautiful looking, there's inspiration in everything. I think the Harlem Renaissance and all that stuff, it didn't come from fucking people enjoying flowers and rolling in the grass. It didn't come from that. So high school was my Harlem Renaissance. You know, it was like, man, there's chaos occurring, and you know, poetry came out of that, and I'm happy with the outcome because I've always been a poet. I've been writing since my first piece of writing was 7th grade. I had a crush on my English teacher, oldest English teacher in the land. But I'm 7th grade. You know, she gave us a project, and it was a poetry project. It was the first poetry project I was ever given. And what it was just to create a body of work, call it a collection, and turn it in. So I was just like, man, I need to figure out the best way. So what I did was I made like an album. I took a CD cover, took out all the booklets or whatever that came with the CD, man, and I made my own. I just like called it something and got like construction paper and shit. And with the construction paper, I cut it up, put words on it, and I typed each poem on the page. So it was really like the book that comes with an album.
Is there any earlier instances of your appreciation for art, your love for art, that got you to maybe the stage where your teacher showed you something you already knew? That earlier teacher.
When it comes to writing, I don't think so. But when it comes to understanding transactions as an art, yes.
And what I mean by that is like I sold candy my whole life. Like middle school, I sold candy. Up into high school, I sold candy. Like I was the candy man. My father lived in an area in LA on like Avalon 116th, and there were candy houses. Like it was the hood, you know. So I'm saying there was the candy house. Everybody would go there to get candies, pickles, whatever. So that kind of like where my mom lived was a different space. So when I would go to my dad's house and see what they got going on, I'd take that to school. My mom would take me to Spartan Final. She'd front me the money, give me all the candy I need. I'd make the money back, give her what she gave me, and then I would proceed to buy more candy. But that whole transaction part of it just kind of let me know that if I applied my effort in a certain direction and drove that as far as I could, then it could be something, you know. So me selling candy, that kind of woke me up as far as a creative, because I'm like, man, I can sell this, I can sell this. But if I put this in here, we started putting like Kool-Aid with gummy worms, Kool-Aid with the pickles. I had a cousin that sold burritos, you know, in the morning. So that kind of was like my first step at creativity, because it's like, cool, I can make money by selling candy. But what if I put this candy with this, and this with this, and this with that, and so on. And at a young age, I started to kind of grow on that and develop that. And I started to sell hot Cheetos, and I started to sell Capri Suns, and I was just like really a hustler. So when I really started to tap into like my artistry, then I applied that transactional value to like my art, where I'm just like, man, what if I put a little bit of what people really like, with a little bit of what people really like, well, what I like, you know what I'm saying, and then find that happy balance as far as content, so that I'm not like corny, but I'm not like too like conscious, you know, or I'm not too this, not too that. So that whole selling candy part of it and how it applies to my art is it just helped me kind of figure things out and what to talk about and what areas to focus on based on the reactions that I get from certain people that I share with it. And that's all coming out now. I can't say that this whole time I knew that exact thing, but given that you asked me the question and how I would look back and kind of make sense of things that direction.
Yeah, and on that specifically, then
Yeah.
let's refine it a little bit.
Yeah.
And let's ask, what in college did you learn to make all that more specific to the guy sitting here in this interview right now? It's like, what what lessons that are fundamental from once you finally stepped away from your family, once you stepped away from the environment, when you started to realize that you've kind of answered some of the questions for yourself, you know, to be yourself. What are the lessons that you've learned given you've provided yourself your own environment?
Right.
And that's ASU, Tempe, Arizona. So it's like, what about Tempe is Don Root?
I realized, man, that we are all just humans. Like, I had to kind of just come down because I had an idea of what adulthood was. It's like when you become an adult, you get your degree, you get a job, you're happy, you live life, and shit's great. You pay some bills, you go through hardship, you may lose a house, you may lose this, but there's steps in the process. And being in college, I realized that those steps aren't necessarily like that mindset I had was more of a conveyor belt mindset. It's just like you just kind of go through everything step by step. But once I hit the point of financial aid and realizing like, hey, the money has to come from somewhere, it was just like ding, 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 ding.